Hello. Hope everyone's doing okay this evening. We are doing our row by row a little different this
There's
week.
nobody on there.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Hey, folks, we're doing things a little bit different this week. We got stricken last week with flu type A, and it's kind of messed up our schedule. And we had to do a live tonight to catch up because we didn't have. Most time we pre-record these, but we wasn't able to do that.
We're not feeling up to it.
We're doing a lot better.
I'm doing better to the afternoon. Then I kind of go downhill.
I got hit with it last Wednesday night. Mine started, and I was down for a couple of days, and then a couple of days after that, she got hit. So that's the deal. But we're doing better, and it got a couple of them at the office here too, or one of them at the office, and but everybody's doing better. Everybody's on the list. But I'm gonna tell you, flu type A ain't no joke, especially on the old person. So is it?
Carrie's had a little trouble with it too.
She did. This took us a couple of days longer than her. It just feels like to me.
Saturday will be 7 days.
Yeah.
And I feel good in the morning, but then it just doesn't. I don't do well from there.
Yeah. This evening we're going to be talking about seed starting some because you know what? February, and for us in zone 9A, it is all about seed starting in February. A lot of people really get their dates messed up on seed start. It seems like every year everybody gets messed up on when to start their seeds. For me, it's easy. I've been doing it long enough. I got mine down pat, and I stick to a schedule on it, and it's worked well for me.
You started any yet?
Oh yeah, we've started some.
Really?
Oh yeah, girl.
What have you started?
We got some peppers. We got peppers up.
Really?
Yes, we do.
Huh.
So real quick, I'm gonna give you a little synopsis here of what I do here in 9A. I start my peppers. I start my peppers around the 10th of February. Most of those are my sweet peppers. I don't grow a lot of hot peppers, but if you like hot peppers, it can take those forever to come up. It's the weirdest thing. Sweet peppers normally pop pretty quick for me. But those hot peppers can take forever. I've had them sit there 3 weeks before they come up. So and they grow slow. So go ahead and start your sweet and your hots. Just expect your hots going to take a while longer. Tomatoes. I always start my tomatoes at the middle of February, and that has worked extremely well for me because it takes me 6 weeks to the day to grow out a good tomato plant. Now I don't step mine up. I plant them directly out of the 162 or that new 25 cell tray we got, which is exactly the same as 162. That's what I plant mine in, and 6 weeks I grow them out. A pepper, I could plant in a 338 or a 162, either one. And normally it may take a week or two longer on my peppers than it does my tomatoes. But that's that. Watermelons, 4 weeks. Now I won't start my watermelons to the end of February, and I'll start my watermelons in. It takes me 4 weeks to grow them out, have them ready to transplant in April. So that's my schedule on that. Okra and roselle, which are both of them in the same family. You can go ahead and start them now, or you can wait a little bit too. They don't like the cool weather. If you plant them in the soil, if you transplant them out when soil's kind of cool, they're just going to kind of get stunted. So I don't like to plant them too early. Normally, I started mine in the greenhouse around the end of February, 1st of March. It'll give me 4 to 5 weeks to grow them out. We end April then, and that's about as early as I can plant them. So if you're going to get a little behind on anything, get behind on those.
Talk about choosing the right seeds. Seeds that are not too old.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay if you got some old seeds and you want to try them. That's fine.
Somebody posted on Robo Road today that they had some seeds from us that was like 4 years old, and they still got 100% germination.
If they stored well, that very well could be the case. Some seeds just store better than other seeds. Tomato seeds, pepper seeds, man, they store extremely well. And you got other seeds such as some of your bean seed and pea seeds that just don't store that well. They just don't keep. So it doesn't surprise me at all with tomato seeds. Yeah, but if you got some old seeds, put them in a wet paper towel, try them, see how they pop, how they germinate, and just use them kind of a backup plan. Have you some good seeds or plant you some good fresh seeds, especially with tomatoes, because tomatoes and peppers too are what I consider high value crops. So we definitely don't want to go down a route where we don't get any plants or get half a stand or whatever.
And plant what grows in your zone.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing we see is people not planting things that do well for them. And a prime example of that is here where we live in South Georgia. We have tomato spotted wilt virus, terribly bad. And if our go-to varieties are not spotted wilt virus resistant, we just don't do good. We'll lose a lot of our tomatoes. So we have to make sure we plant some good virus resistant varieties for our mainstay varieties. Now I'm gonna plant some weird stuff that's not virus resistant, but I'm not gonna use it as my mainstay. I got some I got new one I'm gonna plant this year. Now my go-to is the Halcinator. We're gonna plant the Halcinator. We know we got tomatoes with it, but I'm talking about I'm gonna plant a few hills of other things that we trial out. And one of them's gonna be a new one we got, which is Cherokee Carbon. And that is a hybrid variety. It's a new variety that's crossed with an old heirloom. It's supposedly got real good flavors. Indeterminate type. I always grow something new. And that's going to be one of my new varieties I plant this year. Another one that I don't have in yet, but I got on the way is a new variety of cherry tomatoes. It's supposed to have double the amount of beta carotenes in it. And we're going to try that one this year too. The beta carotenes is what makes the tomato healthy.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of new tomato seeds out there. It's hard to plant them all, but I always recommend you pick you out one or two weird novelty type things and grow them out. Mine's going to be Cherokee Carbon, and I'll probably plant a couple more of the cherry tomatoes because they just so many of them out there.
I'm going to plant some eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus.
Mm-hmm.
Now, explain to everybody what eucalyptus is.
It's like a greenery that you put in flowers. It has a really
not the
good
eucalyptus tree.
No. It's actually a plant. You grow it from seed.
Oh, it's like an annual or perennial?
Yeah. Becky from Acre Homestead has some that she grew all through the summer. It's still living.
And you make tea out of it? Or?
No, you don't drink it.
It's just for pretty?
It's just like flowers.
Oh, okay. Well, what good is something that you can't eat it?
Why do you plant?
Why do I plant what? Oh, flowers? I plant flowers because they're pretty and for the pollinators.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got some new.
A little more of that Roselle tea there, please, man. We're having to drink hot tea to kind of keep our throat lubricated up some.
We don't have a coughing spell. You want some honey?
Nope.
We had a customer bring us in some honey day, Milena Bass, not today, this week. And it is really good, Milena.
Yep, thank you. I'm off the sugar right now, but I do love me some honey. Somebody says the hot pink is a good color for you. How about that?
I'm trying to look better.
Nobody
you told me I looked bad.
You look down. You looked a little down earlier. So you need to pick it up a little bit. Perk it up a little bit. Yep. How do you find what's disease resistant for your zone, Miss Bailey? That's a good one right there. You can look on websites most of the time and find what the disease package is and go from there. The biggest thing is this is, I say zone specific, the area specific that I know of is tomato spotted wilt virus. It's spread by thrips. We'll have it in the springtime. We don't have it near as bad or hardly any in the fall. But a lot of the other diseases is early blight resistance, late blight resistance, leaf curl, and things like that. Most of those are not location specific. It's just specific you have that problem in your particular garden. So early blight and late blight, a lot of people have problems with those.
Lisa said her onions are doing good. Mine are finally kicking in.
We had some warm days over the weekend, and mine just popped, which we knew they would. Get them good and fertilized up, and they would pop. So you're going to plant eucalyptus.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to plant some new tomatoes, but I tell you something else I'm going to plant this new from this year.
What?
I'm planting a new pepper called Raja.
It's not Roja.
Raja. It's
How you
on
spell
our.
it?
It's on our. I'm not going to try to spell it. It's on our new for 2025 seed list. And the reason I'm going to plant this here, I'm going to plant about 25 of them. And I may plant 2 of them. I'll give the rest of them away. But this variety of cayenne pepper we saw at trials in Fort Myers last year.
Oh, yeah. And you tasted it.
And that tasted it. And I'm going to tell you, this cayenne pepper loaded up. I've never seen so many peppers on one plant. It made a good long cayenne. It's got good disease resistance to it. I'm going to grow it and put it in a container. And you look here, because we ain't made no pepper sauce in a long time. So it'd be good to make pepper sauce out of. But 1 to 2 plants is all anybody needs of this right here. I'll give the rest of them away. What I like to do in the springtime is I'll take grow bags and I'll fill them up, and I'll take my extra peppers and plant them in there and get them rooted in, and I give them to people that come by, especially people that ain't got no garden or they want a pepper planter too.
Lisa wants to know, we have sweet potatoes for sale, didn't we?
If we don't have them for pre-sale, Lisa, they will be in the next day or two. Yeah, within the next. If they're not, they should be on there in the next day or two. It's something that I know we've discussed. So we're gonna have them for pre-sale. They won't start shipping until on into the springtime because, Lisa, you don't plant sweet potatoes till it gets hot.
Hey, Hannah Rose, I hadn't seen you in a while. You want to, since we got more people in here, say why we're having to do a live?
Yeah, we got the flu bug bit us, and we're just recuperating. So that's the reason we're doing the live instead of a regular show. And we're doing a lot better. I got it first, and then I had it for a couple of days, and then my house came down with it. And I have to say, I probably managed it better than anybody. I mean, I didn't get down hardly any. I toughed my way through it. And
he laid in the recliner, and I would try to speak to him, and he's like, "Don't talk to me." You couldn't even open your eyes. You said your eyeballs hurt.
The hair on top of my head hurt. That is no lie. My top of my head, my teeth hurt.
Well, I continued to do dishes and do laundry.
You struggled through it some too. You did okay, but you struggled through. So it was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough.
I believe it was worse than the sea we had.
Yeah, it probably was. I don't know. I tell you what, this was Friday. This is the strangest thing to me. So Friday, she left to go somewhere, and I was on my second day, and I says, you know what, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna take a shower because look here, I had not brushed my teeth or took a shower in 36 hours because I couldn't move. But I said I got to make myself feel better, so I'm gonna get up and take a shower, brush my teeth, and I put my clothes on. And I was at the house by myself, and I said, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going up to the office, and I'm going in my office, and I'm shutting the door. Nobody come in there, and I'm gonna get a little work done. I made it about 30 feet between the house and the office. And I said to myself, if you can make it back to that house, and I turned right around and I got back to the house, and I didn't come back to the house the rest of the day. I lost everything I had within 30 feet. So I went back and stayed in the house. The next day I got out a little bit.
Yeah. Gary says, when are you going to get Mississippi pink eye purple holes?
We got an email, Gary. They should be on their way. And it's like this every year. They don't ever come in late because we get fresh seeds of pea seeds in every year. We don't hold hardly any pea seeds over. So we get fresh seeds every year. Just got an email. They're being cleaned and being shipped. So the next few days, it should be in.
Go ahead.
All right. Angie says she had trouble in her hoop house with whiteflies. I live in North Alabama. I tried to name any other suggestions. Angie, whiteflies can be tough. This is what I do. I try, if you could get you something to borrow one or whatever, a fogger, if you're doing it in the hoop house, and fog them, and just have to do it every day just about it till you get them under control. You won't never eradicate them. You just try to get them under control. But you're just going to have to stay after them. The thing about them is we know they're mobile. They just fly around everywhere. So something like a fogger works really good if you can do that. And then it's just tough.
It's tough.
It's just tough. Seems to be that the hotter and drier year we have, the whiteflies are worse. If we start getting some rain in late summer,
We didn't have them bad this
we
past
didn't
year.
have bad this last year at all.
Randy was wondering with the Lazy Garden kit, do you pull the drip tape in the ground under the fabric or lay on top?
Randy, I've done it both ways. I like it underground. Under it better. It's a little more aggravating to put it out to start with. And I tell you what I did is I took my tape measure and I measured that so there and I laid my lines out where my splits was on the Lazy Garden and I stapled it down and then I put my fabric on top. I seem to like that better than putting it on top. You can do it either way, but that's my preferred method is putting it below the fabric.
I think you had less weeds.
Well, that fabric sometimes, although it does let water through, it doesn't let it through as well. So I like putting it underneath there so it can kind of wet a bigger area than it does on top of the ground. All right, so let's talk about seed starting just a little bit more. Let's talk about some of the common reasons people have failures. One is too much water, and I wish we had a seed starting tray in here. Now, one thing I do not like as far as watering seed start.
25 one that we ran over.
Yeah. I got this one right here. It's all messed up. Y'all see that right there? That's where they run over it with an F350. They run over it with a pickup, a Bronco, a tractor. I don't think they run this over with a forklift this time. And then they kept going until they got damaged and they run over with the F350. Finally got some damage on it. But anyway, I don't like to do bottom watering when I'm starting my seeds. And the reason is you keep that two water log in there, plus you're not getting water up around where the seeds need to be. Now, bottom watering can work to your advantage. Once you get those plants established, you start getting some roots to the bottom of it so it can absorb that water. I'm not a huge fan of bottom water, but I definitely don't want to do it when I'm starting my seeds because we're running too much trouble getting dampened off or rotting my seeds in there.
You need to get your seed starting mix moist.
You need to get it moist before you plant and then just kind of spray over the top of it. I don't like to use a heavy nozzle that's going to wash out that peat soil there or something. It's going to be a real soft, like a misting or a real soft water on there. I love the drown watering ones to do that. And then also temperature. These bottom trays are wonderful, but if we put them on a heat tray, that's just going to insulate it. So we need to put these on a heat mat if we're using a heat mat directly there so that we can get that heat radiated up on there. Most vegetables, summer vegetables, germinate best about 80, 85 degrees. So if we set our heat mat at about 80, 85 degrees, it's only going to get 10, 15 degrees less than what that is. So you can set it for 80, 85 degrees and then try to germinate most of your seeds at that temperature. Exception, that's going to be celery. Celery loves it about 60 degrees.
Another important thing is label what you plant.
Yeah, and I'm the world's worst about that.
Yeah, you always think you're going to remember.
Yeah.
Or be able to
And
recognize
then
it.
3 days out, I'm up there. I can't remember what I planted where. So, yeah.
You've done pretty good. You usually get the girls to do your labels.
I do a lot better on that than I used to because sometimes we took the 338 plant, all our peppers in there and label. There must be 15 varieties in one of the big 338 tray we got and label. Now, what we have done, of course, took tape and put across there and wrote on there.
Yeah, I like to do that.
Yeah, that works good. But if you get the right heat and the right moisture on there, and I like to water mine. Heck, I'll go by there a couple or 3 times a day and just put a light misting on top of there. I don't use a dome a lot. Now, I will wrap these in saran wrap when I start my watermelons to get them to pop a little quicker. But I normally don't use a humidity dome or anything like that on anything except for my watermelons. Another thing, too, is lighting. You do these things indoors, and sometimes, especially if you're traveling over the weekend or whatever, Those things pop. If they germinate and start coming up there, you got to get them under light immediately, or you're going to have leggy plants. You don't want leggy plants. So, it's fine to germinate them inside. You don't need light on just about any of these seeds to germinate them. You just need heat, moisture. And as soon as you see them pop through there, get them underneath some grow light or get them natural light outside. If you put them in a windowsill, a lot of times they'll pull over to the side there where the sun
you want
comes
to
in.
rotate it.
So you want to either rotate it or either put it in some direct sunlight.
Yeah, like during the day, you could set it outside.
Yep.
And then bring it back in at night. Let's answer a few more questions.
A little more tea there.
You want some honey?
Nope.
Let's see.
All right, let's talk about taters for just a minute. Potatoes. I got my potatoes cut up and ready to plant them this weekend. What are we going to get in February's box? Hint, hint, hint. February's box is shipping out tomorrow, and it's going to be seed starting. Seed starting. So seed starting is going to be the theme for February's box. Speaking of potatoes, I plant my potatoes. The old timers used to say February the 14th, February the 14th. I plant my potatoes every year the last week in February, and it does extremely well for me. So,
somebody asked when we would have tomato plants.
Tomato plants is going to be in the last part of March. We'll have tomatoes and peppers starting the last part of March, and all the way through till May.
Do you have red and white onion sets?
Nope.
No.
We used to sell onion sets a long time ago, but people just didn't have a lot of luck with them, so we quit carrying them. I'm a believer of planting your onions in the fall of the year for us people here in the South. And we sell long day and intermediate day onion seed for you guys that want to grow your own in those northern areas. But we plant our onion plants in the fall.
Alice, I agree with you. We have to get up and do stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to get up and you got to push through on that flu deal, boy. Yeah. All right. Alice wants to know, are our subscription boxes available for Zone 6 yet? No, Alice, are not. Probably it'll be probably next year before we make any more editions, but we probably will next year. We got some big things coming for next year. Just saying.
Already? And it's just February?
It's just February, and we're thinking for next year.
You're already planning out the boxes for next year?
I'm not planning out the boxes yet, but we're thinking about including some more areas for next year.
That'd be good.
Lawrence wants to know, what month do you plant onion seeds in the South? Lawrence, we plant our onion seeds in our onion beds or our onion trays in September, normally around September 23rd. However, next year I'm going to pick it up a week early and do it about the 14th of September. We plant them then. It takes 6 to 8 weeks to grow a plant from seed, and then we plant them in the ground in November. And we baby those things and we fertilize them, and around the end of February, we quit fertilizing them, and sometime in April, well, I quit fertilizing mine about the first week in March, but in April, we will harvest our onions and put them up, and they'll last us pretty much all summer long.
When you start your tomatoes and get your true leaves, what fertilizer do you prefer?
I use the 20-20-20, but any kind of well-balanced fertilizer will work. You just want something that's water soluble. If you can find a 10-10-10 that's water soluble, that'll work. You just got to. I've never seen a 10-10-10 water soluble.
Our all-purpose is not water soluble.
No, ma'am.
Ooh, I think I told somebody wrong.
You told somebody wrong. It's not. Doug Beard, how you doing, Doug? He said, Doug, do the Hosnatter pellets store until the next season? Yes. Sometimes the clay will flake off a little bit, so the pellet on the seeds is actually a type of clay. Sometimes those will flake off a little bit. Yeah, they will store till the next season. Put them in the refrigerator in a Ziploc bag, and they'll be fine.
Somebody want to know if we was going to have the Get Dirty socks for sale.
No,
No.
probably not. Tammy says, got my mini cucumbers and mini bell peppers. Got them indoors. Can't wait to eat them. Tammy, that's a good one there. Those mini, I'm assuming you're talking about mini me cucumbers. I planted those last year. Those are the best snacking cucumbers. They don't make a big cucumber, but they are spineless. They're real slick. Those things are the best thing to snack out in the garden.
Somebody
Or you put them on salad whole.
sent an email and said their mini me got 8 inches long. And I said, I don't think so. I think you might get your seeds mixed up.
Well, they didn't pick them. They could have.
Oh, really?
I'm assuming if they left them very long enough, they could have got way too big.
I thought they got fatter, not longer.
They do get fatter, but I've never seen one 8 inch. Of course, mine don't hang around that long. Well, we love those mini me's. All right, so we got Cat's Tiny Kitchen. Let's see right here. We are planning to move to the Panhandle of Florida. Congratulations. My friend says tomatoes in the summer there are not good. It is better to grow them in the winter and spring months. Well, Cat, I will say this right here. He's somewhat right. You're better off to grow them in the spring and early summer. Here in the deep south, July and August will fry a tomato plant. Just don't do well in the midsummer. We're normally through with our tomatoes by the 4th of July. So if you plant your tomatoes seed now and you grow them off for 6 weeks and plant them in the ground, by the 4th of July, they're pretty much done. That's the reason we like to plant determinate types here in the South, because you're just wasting your time if you think you're going to plant an indeterminate and it's going to make it all summer long, because it's not. So I do plant some indeterminates, but I know that they're still going to be done by the 4th of July. So that's kind of the way we do it. And I think that's a good strategy. If you try to grow them during the summertime, you're going to have trouble. Will y'all start carrying pelleted carrot seeds? Yes, we are starting to carry more pelleted carrot seeds. But I'll tell you what, if you don't want to plant a lot of carrots, the seed tape is the way to go. Seed tape, I've had better luck with that than I have anything. But we are starting to carry more pelleted carrot seeds. And I told Cameron, which is our seed director, about 3 weeks ago, I don't think we should carry anything but seed tape and pelleted carrot seed. I'm going to get away from all raw carrot seed. So we're going to be moving more toward that. Yes, they're a lot easier to deal with.
We don't have as many varieties? Probably
not, because the availability is not there. But we can send them off and get them pelleted too. But I'm in agreement there. But I love the pelleted carrot seed. But if you're not just planting but 30 feet, the dadgum seed tape is the way to go.
Will you have sweet potato slips? When will you? We're taking pre-orders.
Yeah, we're taking pre-orders. If it's not on the website, like I said, it may not be on the website. See if it's on the website.
I think it is.
If it's not, it will be within 2 or 3 days. So we'll start taking pre-sale for potato slips. We've got a new variety this year we're going to be offering. So, all right. So we got someone that wants to know, what would you use for fire ants if you could tame a garden? All right, this is a good one here. If you talk, we got a product called I got brain fog from flu. What's our fire ant bait?
Come and get it.
Come and get it. Yep, come and get it, which is a organic type fire ant bait that works. Got spinosad in it. So that's the thing. It's not immediate. It takes a day or two. It's nice and safe, and you can put it on your plants, not have to worry about it.
No, they're not on there yet.
It's not on there. We will have sweet potato plants within a week. I can tell you that.
Pre-sale.
Pre-sale. Yep.
We got turmeric.
We got turmeric. We got asparagus.
We still have some seed potatoes. We're out of the Kennebec.
Yep.
But I think we have the others, don't we?
We got most of the other varieties. Let's talk about asparagus just a minute. So we've had an asparagus bed for probably
15 years.
15 years here, and we love eating asparagus every spring. And there's certain times of the year that I go back and cut it down with a lawnmower and it'll sprout back up again. This is the first time we have been able to offer asparagus crowns, not seeds, but crowns. So we have them so you can order them so you get delivery in March, April, and maybe I think May too. Our March shipment is about sold out. We looked at it today, but we got 3 different varieties. We got the old Mary Washington variety, which is old heirloom variety that everybody loves, and we got a new one called Millennium. Now, Millennium, folks, is a better variety than Mary Washington. It's a newer variety. It's got better disease resistance. It yields way better. And then we got a purple asparagus as well. So we got 3 different ones. Excuse me. And if you never planted asparagus, now I wouldn't plant asparagus if you're not somewhere you're going to be for the next 10, 15 years, because you're going to be able to get the reward from your asparagus bed for at least 10, 15 years. Now, ours kind of probably needs to be redone at this point.
Yeah, it's been kind of taken over by grass, but it's still
makes.
Yeah.
If you have asparagus, you're going to have weeds in it. It's just part of it. But asparagus, if you're on your forever home, you got to have you an asparagus bed.
Mm-hmm.
If you live it like what we do in the springtime, we weed asparagus every week.
Well, about twice a week.
In the springtime,
yeah.
So,
thank you, Anthony. We have 2 new girls in customer service. One's named Jamie, and the other one is Miranda.
Yep.
And they've only been here. Miranda's been here 2 months, maybe.
Yeah.
Jamie
started the
first of the year.
First year, she's been 2 months, and both of them are awesome.
Yeah. So if you ask them a planting question, they'll get you the answer. But they're learning, but they're doing an awesome job.
Yeah. They'll stop me as I walk by and say, Greg, I got a question for you. I said, all right, hit me with it. Yeah, they do an awesome job. We are thankful to have the employees that we have. We got about 20 people here at Hoss, and we got a wonderful team. Something that we started doing a couple of years ago is, because we'd had some problems in the past hiring good people. So we made a decision about 2 years ago to offer good free health care, good free dental, good free vision, and good free life insurance. And we also have a retirement program. So those 5 benefits there, we are able to offer our employees at no cost. And it makes us feel so good to be able to do that, because we got people that has worked really hard, and they work really hard every day. And to be able to do that for them and help them is a blessing. And you know what? It's really paid off to be able to have those benefits for our people. So,
and it's helped us keep good employees.
Mm-hmm. I would highly recommend, if you're having trouble keeping employees, you got to up that benefit package. And you know what? Everybody's got to have health insurance. You shouldn't expect somebody to work without dadgum health insurance.
Well, if they have health insurance, they're more likely to go to the doctor and take better care of themselves.
Yep.
Unlike
some of us, yeah. I hate going to the doctor.
Charles wants to know, when can I plant potatoes in Central Georgia?
End of February, Charles, would be my recommendation. If you hadn't ordered them yet, we got a few varieties left. Yukon Gold, Red Northern, we got some of those unique varieties, purple and all those. So, yeah, get them ordered if you hadn't done it. And he says, do you prefer to grow raised beds or strictly in the ground? Well, okay. I got a couple raised beds in my garden, and I just do it. I do it just for the sake of doing it. Raised beds are wonderful. I just grow a lot of stuff. I got a 1/4 acre garden, so I raise in the ground. I mean, her on the other side, she's got a big raised bed garden, and she loves her raised beds, and she does everything, raised beds and container. And I do everything in ground. So it works for us because I grow the corn, the watermelons, and things like that, the cantaloupes, the bigger crops. And then, some of those small things like we mentioned a while ago, some of these cayenne pepper. You don't need a lot of cayenne peppers. Those things are wonderful to grow in containers or raised bed. Herbs grow in a raised bed.
I do a lot of companion planting in my raised beds. Do you know my English peas that I didn't cover? I've got English peas on there like that.
Yeah. Yep. We did well in the storm. didn't get a lot of stuff, but my celery got burnt back and it's flushing back out. So we're gonna get another crop of celery.
Yeah, I really didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
And my super beef facility is fixing to bloom.
Yep. Yep.
Really good.
Bees are gonna love that.
Do you prefer? Oh, we answered that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
I was getting excited there. Have you ever grown potatoes in a potato tower made with compost wheat straw?
Brian, I have not. Yes, I think it'll work. I've seen it done several times. I've seen people take tires and do it. Yeah, it'll work. It'll work. I'm not set up for that by guard, but yeah, it'll work.
I did it in my raised bed. I had some wheat straw in there and I put my potatoes in there and I layered the soil and that did well.
So we have a pretty good sized barn that we store a lot of our onions and potatoes, and I grow a lot of potatoes because we eat potatoes most of the year out of the barn. So
and share with
everybody. So it doesn't work well for me because I can't grow enough of them in those towers. But yeah, I think it'll work.
How big?
The bigger the better, Lisa. How big can you grow bags? Can I plant sweet potatoes? The bigger the better. We got 100 gallon. You could put it in that. We have the one under that is what?
45.
45 gallon. That would probably be the smallest I would do would be 45 gallon. So sweet potatoes are fun to grow because they love the heat. We plant them, and I plant mine in May, 1st of June, and they love the heat, and they're fun to grow because they really thrive when everything else is kind of struggling a little bit. All right, so let's get into
here. One more question.
Garden Spotlight. Go ahead.
What do you fertilize your potatoes with, and how often?
I fertilize my. This is the ideal way to do it. Do a pre-plant with something like Complete Organic, and put this in the ground. Work it into the soil where your potatoes is going a week ahead of time. And if you have to do it, you can do it at the time of planting. Any time of good organic fertilizer. And ours is Complete Organic. If you got something else, so you got chicken manure or cow manure, anything like that, I like to incorporate it into the soil. Plant your potatoes, and after the potatoes come up, I start fertilizing them, and I fertilize them about every 2 weeks. And you can use a balanced fertilizer such as 10-10-10 or 20-20-20, and then alternate it with a nitrogen source, and that could be Chilean nitrate or ammonium sulfate, any of those. You kind of keep on that schedule till those plants get big, and then kind of lay off of it. They'll start making potatoes, and that's kind of the way I do it.
Okay. Garden Spotlight.
Garden Spotlight.
Hold on, let me. You okay?
Yep. I'm gonna let y'all guess what that is right there.
Bill Ingalls from Montgomery, Alabama. These are your top chop collards.
Yeah, y'all can see those big veins in there. That's a dead giveaway there.
Green Magic and Godzilla broccoli.
Yeah, look at there. Ain't this pretty?
All started from seed, Central Alabama, Zone 8B. Got your tango celery growing in earth boxes and probably blanch them with milk cartons. First time growing celery. What does it mean by blanching them?
I don't know.
You'll have to let us know. I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah. All right, Bill. And Bill's from Montgomery, Alabama. If you're ever in Montgomery, Alabama, go downtown, go to the city cemetery, and go to Hank Williams' cemetery plot up there and visit it. I did that one day. That's cool. I did. We was over there for a meeting, and I had a little bit of time, and it's right downtown, and it's worth the drive over there to pull in there and find Hank Williams' grave. It's easy to find. Pull in there. There's always somebody there. A little nice little bench and everything set up out there. That's just kind of cool. All right. So the old goat drawing for this week, and the old goats are figuring on the set here somewhere. And this is for last week's winner. If you find the old goat this week, put in the comments below. We'll have a drawing next week. Last week's winner for the old goat is David Collins. David, see if I can get that up here. David,
You see it.
send us your shipping information to
support at growhouse.com.
Yep, look at that, Dave. And sport those Get Dirty socks all over town. Wear them with your sandals, man, you'll be styling.
Send us some pictures.
Yep. All right. Asparagus, potatoes. We're going to have sweet potatoes going. We got turmeric pre-sales going on. They're going to start shipping in March. What else we got? God,
and the turmeric, I grew it in the 45-gallon grow bag last year, and it did awesome.
Turmeric does wonderful. And I'm going to tell you one thing about turmeric. Even though you may get it in March, we start shipping it in March, it's not going to come up in March. You can plant it in the ground, and it's just going to sit there till probably about May before it comes up. So it's going to sprout and come up when that ground gets warm enough. It's not going to rot if you don't put it in a mud hole. It's going to be fine. You plant it, or you can just leave it laying out and wait to plant it, whatever. But it'll come up when it gets ready to come up. But turmeric is extremely easy to grow.
I had one flower last year.
Yep, beautiful.
Beautiful. I'd never seen that.
So we got that. We're going to have plants for pre-sale in a few days. So we got a lot of things going on. It's that time of year where gardening's fixing to really kick off for us. We're starting to get really busy in the greenhouse around here. So thank y'all for joining us. We did this live tonight, getting catch up because the flu bug set us back, but everything's back to normal here at Hoss. We are all we're doing a lot better.
On the mend.
On the mend.
On the upside.
Yep. Thank y'all for joining us, and get outside and get those hands dirty.